Cincinnati's Oldies Network.
Cincinnati.
The following is a paid program. Its views and opinions are not necessarily those of this station or its management.
Good morning, and welcome to the Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour starring Gary Rossignol of RE/MAX Preferred Group. To be part of the program, dial 513-563-1480 to get your answers to questions about your home and property. That number again, 513-563-1480. Now, here's Gary.
Hey, good morning and welcome to the show, everybody. My name's Gary Rossignol. I'm your host. I am the Rock and Roll Realtor with RE/MAX Preferred Group. And in the next hour, my three guests and I plan to address all types of questions for and about seniors and the families of aging parents. My panel of experts are Cheryl Jeffers, the Senior Manager of the Mason Office of Home Instead, Monica Dwyer, the Vice President and Wealth Advisor at Harvest Financial Advisors in Old Westchester, and Kelli Gescuk, the Community Liaison Long-Term Care Specialist at Hillandale Family Communities. Hey, ladies, thanks for coming down today. All right, fantastic. Oh yeah, we're getting a standing ovation already. All right, before we get into our discussion, I want to give you, my listening audience, a chance to win a $10 gift card to our favorite coffee joint, Starbucks. So if you haven't won in the past 60 days, you are eligible to win today. This should be an easy one. The unofficial anthem rock song for the Ohio State Buckeyes, we've all heard that song, Hang On Sloopy, was a hit in 1965 for what group? You don't know?
No clue.
No clue. Nobody knows. If you know that answer, call 513-563-1480. A hint, they were from Dayton, Ohio. Yeah. But it sold millions of records. They were a big hit. And the Ohio Buckeyes took on their song.
Can I say?
No.
Okay.
We don't want to give it away on the air. I want my listening audience to call in. That give them the chance to win a $10 gift card to Starbucks. 513-563-1480. The phone lines are lighting up. Yes. There you go. All right. Well, I want to start with Kelli. Kelli, you are the community liaison.
Yes.
At long-term care specialist at Hillandale Family Communities.
Right.
All right. So tell me a little bit about, well, I know quite a bit about Hillandale Family Communities. Both my father-in-law and mother-in-law and my mom lived there on their last days.
Wow.
Yeah, actually,
wonderful.
They ended up at Birchwood.
One of my favorites. So, Birchwood Care Center, Chesterwood Village, and Doverwood Village are all three family-owned and operated by the Dixon families.
Good builders, too, by the way.
Very good builders. They were all born and raised in Butler County, and it's a very rare thing to be family-owned and operated in our industry anymore. They're very involved. Our communities are second to none. Chesterwood, the continuing care retirement community, is fabulous with independent living, assisted living, memory care, assisted living, a state-of-the-art brand new rehab center, and a long-term care community. And Doverwood and Birchwood just complements that building. So, and rounds out our services.
So what are the difference between the three facilities or homes? What do you call them?
Communities.
Communities, mm-hmm. Okay. What are the difference between the communities?
So Chesterwood does have a range of services from independent living to long-term care, end-of-life care, and can pretty much take care of everything as far as aging. The other two communities can do the same, but are on a smaller scale. Doverwood Village has a 32 private room rehabilitation center, a long-term care community, which is smaller, and then we have a small assisted living. And then Birchwood Care Center is truly a traditional nursing center where that is their home. There are 76 nursing center beds there. We specialize in memory care, and it is a close, very family-oriented building that love the residents that they care for.
I can attest to that. Yeah. Absolutely. Tell you a quick story. My father-in-law, we moved Mom and Dad into Chesterwood first, and he had dementia, which of course turns into Alzheimer's. And it's an easy way to say early Alzheimer's, dementia. And Chesterwood didn't have what they do at Birchwood.
Yes.
Which is that hallway that never ends.
No, they can travel as far and as often as they want to in a safe environment.
And they never get to the end of the road, which when you're in that phase of your life, they get angry. They get lost. And by having that continuous hallway, it satisfies them.
That is so perfectly described. I appreciate you saying that. We, when we do tours there with families looking for their loved one who might need that type of environment, it is so common to have residents go on those tours with us because we're traveling their loop and we're in their home. So a resident may grab my hand and walk with me for the whole 45-minute tour, and or they're we start at one point of the loop, and by the time we get back, a resident has already passed us twice in their wheelchair. So it just gives them the freedom, because you're right, they're a lot of them are looking for purpose, and we want them to be free but safe and have that care that they so much need.
Right. And sometimes we children of elderly parents have to make some decisions for them. I know my mother-in-law was in a rehab facility after she had some surgery. Dad was living at home by himself, and they came home. Of course, they were going to live in their home till they carried out in a pine box. We all heard that little statement, and we'll talk more about these times in our elders' lives as the show goes on. But we had back then, this was probably 20 years ago, I guess, we had an in-home nurse come in and live with them. Well, she was supposed to be there till Friday afternoon, and then we had planned each one of us kids go and stay with them on different nights of the weekend. Well, Wednesday afternoon he calls, he says, "Mary," he says, "your mom fell and I can't pick her up." Says, "Well, where's the nurse?" Says, "Well, she got in a taxi and left at noon today." This was on a Wednesday. They didn't inform us. They didn't let us know. And so we had to call the life squad, and that's when we decided, you know what, we need to do something. We'd already gone to Chesterwood, and back then it was newer and younger. So we packed up their things, and we thought, we let Dad know we're taking up for Mom, and Mom thought we were taking them for Dad. We gave them a ride, and that was the last time they were at their house.
Yeah.
And Chester was great. I mean, they had a facility for them where they had the 2 units. They could make one of their bedroom, the other one is a living room area.
Exactly. Yes, we try to accommodate that. We actually have several couples living with us at all levels of care, obviously, but it's very nice and obviously very hard for the families when both parents are needing that care simultaneously. So we try really hard to make it easier as much as possible on you. We know there's really nowhere like home, and that's why we have great home health companies and things like that families can rely on. But there does come a time when that safety aspect is so prevalent that you have to make that move. Right. And one of my goals in life, I guess you call it, is I want to remove that stigma from the nursing home world. A lot of families, and I have a friend going through it now with his mom. He promised Dad before he passed that he would never, ever put Mom in a nursing home. Yeah. So he's trying to use round-the-clock care and things like that at home, and it's going okay now, but there's so much improvement that I see just from the social aspect and things like that when someone does go into a long-term care setting or assisted living or something like that. you see improvement. You see they're happier. Their color comes back. So it's not a horrible choice.
And your homes are not what people think of nursing homes. It's
no.
When my mom moved into Birchwood, we wanted to keep her at home, but she was in a wheelchair, and we would have to basically rip out our whole first floor and redo the bathrooms, and it just wasn't. And we would still be leaving her there alone for a lot of times. And when she moved in up there, after there for about a year, she was running the place. She was in charge, and everybody knew it. She had her sewing machine. She took care of altering the residents' clothes, and she had her piano organ with her. She had a little kitchen set up. I mean, when she came to our house for holidays, she'd say, "I'm ready to go home." And that was home.
Yes, definitely. And it's such a great feeling for us as caregivers. They are our family and they are our home. It's nice that you have a team of individuals on your side helping in every aspect of your care that you need. Not only the medical piece, but that spiritual and just social. And they are our family. I mean, they really are. And it's great when they feel the same, feel the same way.
The Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour is brought to you today by The Talk panel of experts. 513-701-3141. If you want to get in touch with us, we have panel of expert events going on a couple of times every month, and the next one coming up is going to be this Tuesday, March the 3rd, and we're going to have it. We are being hosted by Kelli and her staff at Chesterwood, and that begins at 6 o'clock. And it's for the families of and the elders. It's your time to ask us all the questions that you have concerning the next phase, how you stay at home if you want to do that. How about your financial situation? Big topic. And next segment of our show, we're going to have Monica speak on that. But in-home care, Cheryl's going to talk more about the in-home care and the services that her company provides. But if you're listening and you have a question for us this morning, it's 513-563-1480. Feel free and give us a call. It's a huge topic. It's something that we all have to face eventually. You know, our parents raise us. They get older, and life goes on. You know, there's a time in place where you have to basically start taking care of your parents, and the in-home care sometimes doesn't work. And we're just so blessed to have places like the Hillandale Communities that can offer. And I'll tell you what, they are just, their doors are open. You can go visit anytime you want to. They're full of activities. My mom never had time. We would call her, and she was never answer her phone. She was either at Bible or at Bell Orchestra or doing sewing crafts and playing bingo. And it just, she was busier in her days at Birchwood than she was when she was living with us. It's crazy funny, but it's so comforting to know for us kids that mom's okay.
Right. That's a huge piece of what we do. In addition to, again, all the medical services that we provide and the oversight, it's really that peace of mind that we want to give families. When you are there, you're her son, you're there to visit her and love her, and you don't have to worry that she's not being taken care of, that her medicine isn't being renewed, or whatever the case may be. You just come and enjoy those final years, or, however long that you get to enjoy her.
Yeah, if your parents are taking medications, and if you leave them at home alone for a few hours for them to fend for themselves, to take the right medications at the right time, the problem we were having with my mom was she wasn't taking them at the right times, and we didn't know how it was being distributed, and her medical situation got to be very grave, and we were going, what's going on here? And there was just no way to be able to handle that. And the folks, the really good staff at the Hillandale Communities oversee that like a hawk.
They do. Our industry is very regulated, so we obviously have to do a very good job with all of our record keeping and things like that. But it is it is what they're there to do. I think people that work with seniors and care for them on that so close physical level, they're very special individuals, and they have a very big heart for it. And many members of our team at all of our communities are where they're supposed to be, because that's what they love to do.
The term respite stay, explain what that means.
Yeah, respite stay is a really great tool or avenue to go to. So obviously, again, we said families really want to keep their loved ones at their home as long as possible. And many times families are their caregivers 24/7. They share it with brothers and sisters and things like that. But their respite stay is there to give families and those caregivers a break. The loved one that is being cared for can come to a community such as Chesterwood, Doverwood, or Birchwood for a short period of time. So that family member who is that 24/7 caregiver can have some much needed downtime for themselves. So, for instance, if you're caring for your mom at home and you just need a break, or you're going out of town, or you're whatever the case may be, we can make arrangements for your loved one, your mother, to come to one of our communities to stay 7 days, 14 days. It's just, it gives you a break. Mm-hmm.
That's great. That is Kelly, and she is with the Hillandale Communities. And again, the Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour is brought to you today by The Talk, which is a panel of experts. And we will be doing a presentation this Tuesday, March the 3rd, at 6 o'clock at the Chesterwood Village. There is no charge. Just call at 513-701-3141 if you'd like to reserve your seat. Bring your parents with you. If you are adult children of parents who you are concerned about them living at home alone and trying to figure out how they're going to move on, you need to check this out. Just stop by. I'd also like to express my gratitude to all the troops, the veterans, and first responders. These are the men and women who selflessly strive to keep our nation and city streets safe and free. If you're out and about and you see somebody in uniform, give them the thank you sign from afar. Shake their hand, give them a big bear hug, pick up their tab, let them know how much we appreciate all they do for our freedoms here in the United States. After our break, we're going to have a moment with Myles, and then Monica Dwyer will talk about the huge dip in the market and how it can affect your portfolio. You're listening to the Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour on the official station for FC Cincinnati Soccer on WDJO 1480 AM, now on FM 995 and 107.9.
Talk. It's a conversation for families with aging parents. The Talk takes place Tuesday, March 3rd at the theater located inside Chesterwood Village on Tylersville Road from 6 to 7:30 p.m. The Talk is your opportunity to ask questions of professionals from the fields of real estate, legal planning, senior home care, Medicare insurance, remodeling, financial services, and property redistribution. That's this Tuesday, March 3rd at Chesterwood Village on Tylersville Road in Westchester from 6 to 7:30. Space is limited. Please RSVP to Cheryl Jeffers at 513-701-3141. That's 513-701-3141.
Cincinnati's Oldies Network, WDJO, and Omar are proud to present the music of the greatest entertainer of all time, Elvis Presley.
Bright light city gonna
the Elvis Tribute Artist Spectacular Special 2020 Birthday Edition returns to the Aronoff Saturday, February 29th, featuring Sean Clush, Cody Ray Slaughter, and Ryan Pelton. Special guests include the Blackwood Quartet and the fabulous Ambassadors Band. Don't wait. Tickets on sale now at CincinnatiArts.org or visit ETASpectacular.com.
If you have an IRA account, you have probably been told that you can only use it to invest in stocks and bonds. Well, fact of the matter, you actually can use IRA savings to buy precious metals, investment properties, a business, even cryptocurrency. It's called a self-directed IRA. It's legal and IRS approved. However, it requires professional assistance that you can find at IRA Advantage. For over a decade, IRA Advantage has been working with people just like you to set up a checkbook, self-directed IRA. With a self-directed IRA, you're in complete control to diversify your investments so that you're not 100% invested in the market. If you'd like to learn more, go to IRAadvantage.com. That's IRAadvantage.com. And then talk to the professionals at IRA Advantage. That's www.IRAadvantage.com.
Welcome to Mount Healthy Auto Body. What can we do for you today?
I need a little cosmetic work.
Ma'am, you're at Mount Healthy Auto Body. We're talking about body work for your car. From minor touch-ups to major mess-ups, the name you need to remember is Mount Healthy Auto Body. Keep the name and the number handy. Mount Healthy Auto Body, 521-8600. Mount Healthy Auto Body, precision collision repair since 1930. 521-8600. Come see them at 1595 Madison Avenue, 1 block north of the Ronald Reagan Cross County Highway in beautiful Mount Healthy.
One word that I would have to describe Dr. Peck would be perfections. I didn't like pictures taken because I could see my smile was not very attractive. Basically, I'd gotten to the point where I was going to have dentures. And so that's when we started the long journey, despite the time, the effort, the money. I would do this over again. People at work say, your teeth really look nice. And I said, I know, don't they?
For your own beautiful new smile, call Dr. Fred Peck at 513-621-7666 or visit pecksmiles.com.
I'm Connie Birdwell, and I love my new smile.
Get on. Let's rock the house.
Hey, we are rocking and rolling this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for listening. You'll be glad you did. I'm your host, Gary Rossignol with RE/MAX Preferred Group, better known as Cincinnati's Rock and Roll Realtor. And now, the moment we have been waiting for. This is A Moment with Myles. This is Myles Beersford, the captain of our ship at RE/MAX Preferred Group. Good morning, Myles.
Hey, Gary, rock and roll, my friend. Realtors in the real estate industry received several gifts this holiday season when President Donald Trump signed a federal spending bill on December 21st, 2019. The spending package contains 3 key realtor party priorities, each representing wins for realtors and the real estate industry. Included is a 9-month extension of the National Flood Insurance Program, which will ensure policies can be issued and renewed through September 30, 2020. The Terrorism Risk Insurance Program was reauthorized for 7 years. This is a victory for NAR's commercial members. Terrorism risk insurance is often required to secure necessary financing for commercial transactions. Also included in the package are temporary extensions of 3 tax provisions impacting the real estate industry. Number 1, the exclusion of forgiven mortgage debt from gross income, meaning that owners who sold short and had part of their mortgage debt written off will not have to pay tax on the amount forgiven. 2, the deductibility of premiums for mortgage insurance. And 3, the deduction of the cost of improvements to commercial buildings that make them energy efficient.
Wow.
This shows how the National Association of Realtors looks after and protects buyers and sellers of real estate. And that's this morning's Moment with Myles.
That is some good stuff. I saw you giving a thumbs up,
yes.
Monica. I mean,
people are not aware sometimes if they do a short sale that they're going to have to pay taxes on that money.
I know.
For people who don't have the money, that's a big win.
Back in 2007 and 2008, I participated in about 30 short sales. And oh my gosh, it was crazy.
Devastating.
And you had to disclose that stuff. And a lot of people were not disclose that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what realtors do to protect the property owners.
Mm-hmm.
People don't know what we do. They just think we put signs in yards and put it in a multiple listing and sell it and make a lot of money.
There's a lot more to it than that.
Oh, my gosh. You bet. You bet.
If people only knew, right?
Oh, yeah. So that's what we try to do here on the Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour is bring you the absolute truth of what's going on. But this morning, we're concentrating on, and my little catchphrase was, do you know where your parents are?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on, folks. We had a hard time for a while keeping track of my mom when she was living alone and my in-laws who were struggling until we got them into the Hillandale Communities, and they really say that they extended their life and gave them a comfort for when they did pass on. But Monica, you're on a different side of the story. You're one of our panel members on the talk.
Yes.
And we will be at Birchwood. No, we'll be at Chesterwood this Tuesday at 6 o'clock. Ladies and gentlemen, all those who are listening, Facebook friends and fans, if you have parents, if you are elderly and you have some questions about, it's about time we make a change, come on out and visit us. Just call 513-701-3141. Reserve a seat. Monica Dwyer is with Harvest Financial Advisors, and you delve into the touchies. We make a change. Come on out and visit us. Just call 513-701-3141. Reserve a seat. Monica Dwyer is with Harvest Financial Advisors, and you delve into the touchy situation about finances.
Right.
And our elders have to plan ahead for when they move on, move out, move down, wherever they choose to go.
Right.
And you said that there's a huge dip in the market. Can you explain what's going on?
Sure. So February 19th, a Wednesday, the market was at a record high. Since that time, the major averages have really dropped. So just to give you an idea, the Dow Jones Industrial Average fell about 4,000 points, 13.6%, and the S&P lost about 11.49%. So just to put that into perspective, if you think about the last 10 years in the market, we haven't seen short-term dips like this since 2008, 2009 timeframe. So it's kind of put people on edge in terms of what to do with their portfolio.
Now, explain what goes in a portfolio. What is a portfolio for those who are not aware of that?
So a portfolio is basically your investments. It could be a combination of stocks, exchange-traded funds, mutual funds, bonds, real estate investment trusts. So it's a combination of all of your investments, and it's important to understand the risks in your portfolio. Of course, if you are 100% stocks, then a week like last week is really going to hurt. So with our clients, what we try to do is we try to de-risk a lot of, or what we can from the market away, while still getting them good returns on the upside of the market. But risk is really fundamental because, when you lose money in the market, it's harder to gain that money after a big loss. So, bonds are going to be less risky than stocks, for example, and you just have to understand what is in your portfolio. And, of course, diversification is really important, too, that you don't have all of your eggs in one basket, as they say.
Right. Yeah. And that's what you specialize in at Harvest Financial.
That and long-term planning in terms of the portfolio. So obviously the younger you are, the more risk tolerant you're probably going to be, especially with your retirement assets. If you have 30 or 40 years until you're going to touch that money, then these little dips in the market are no big deal at all. But if you're already retired and you're taking money out of your portfolio, depending on how big those distributions are percentage-wise, you may want to adjust that risk. And that's where working with a financial planner can help. Well, two ways. They help you figure out what to invest in, but they also do the planning ahead of time to make sure that, they run through multiple scenarios in the market to see, to stress test the portfolio, make sure that even if the market is down, you're going to be okay long term.
Are our elders open to discuss their financials with the families?
That's an interesting thing. So sometimes what happens is, the parents, let's say the older generation, may be a little bit reluctant to discuss their personal finances with their kids. And then the kids kind of wonder, should I ask mom and dad?
How do you ask them?
Exactly.
Without getting them on the defensive.
So it's really hard for people to move from being, completely independent into a situation where they have to depend on other people. That's a really tough thing. For example, losing the ability to drive can really impact their independence. And so, but I think it's really important for both parents and, the kids of the older generation to keep the lines of communication open so that they are talking about money. Sometimes, unfortunately, those conversations don't start until after, the parents are in jeopardy. But you want to be open with those conversations ahead of time. That's really important on both sides.
Yeah, I know. My father-in-law, he worked all day for years and years at the railroad, and then he did a second job in the evening, and what they had in the bank, what their income was, was none of the kids' business.
Right.
I mean, he just made that play. It's none of your business.
A lot of people feel that way, and I totally understand that. But I do think your children can help you with so many things. For example, you can have them get a financial power of attorney on your accounts so that if anything happens to you, you don't have to go back to court, to prove that the children won't have to go back to court to show that you're not able to manage your own finances. Let's say if there's a stroke or something like that, they can just come right in and take care of whatever it is that needs to be taken care of.
So, ladies and gentlemen, tuning in, listening, and watching on Facebook, if you find any of these discussions intriguing, this is just the tip of the iceberg because we talked about some legal stuff, and we'll have Tara Jones, who is an attorney at law. She specializes in elder law.
She's fantastic.
She's on our panel as well. And you're going to probably think, well, okay, so we lived in this house for 40 years. It is time to move on. We've got all this stuff. How do we get rid of all this stuff we've held on to for years? And, the kids don't want our stuff, and what if something's valuable? Is it all junk? So, we have Jackie Denny with Everything But the House. She's on our panel, and she knows her stuff and the value in it. You may have some valuable stuff there. And the stuff that isn't valuable, then we have Jack Brendamore, Junk King, who will come out and move it out for you.
Right.
So our panel of experts, like I said, this is just the tip of the iceberg. It's this Tuesday night at Chesterwood Village in Westchester, and it begins at 6 o'clock. We have light snacks, I think. Yeah, light snacks. There's no charge. Just call 513-701-3141 just to let us know you're coming so we have enough seats. We've got plenty of room, and we are an open book. You can ask us anything you want and just be totally open. You can leave the family and the kids at home if you want. If you don't want them to know what your business is, that's fine. Or if you are the kids and you say, we need to check this out so we know how to approach mom and dad or grandma and grandpa about the situation, we will answer those questions for you too.
It's a great resource.
Oh, absolutely. It's called The Talk, ladies and gentlemen. So call 513-701-3141 and Cheryl will answer the phone. She will set you up, and you can come right on out. So don't touch that dial. Stay tuned after these messages for today's music history, and then we'll talk to Cheryl Jeffers about family caregivers. You're listening to the Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour on the official station for FC Cincinnati Soccer, WDJO AM 1480, and now on FM 995 and 107.9.
Don't bother knocking in, the house is a-rocking. Don't you bother, come on in.
The Talk. It's a conversation for families with aging parents. The Talk takes place Tuesday, March 3rd at the theater located inside Chesterwood Village on Tylersville Road from 6 to 7:30 p.m. The Talk is your opportunity to ask questions of professionals from the fields of real estate, legal planning, senior home care, Medicare insurance, remodeling, financial services, and property redistribution. That's this Tuesday, March 3rd at Chesterwood Village on Tylersville Road in Westchester from 6 to 7:30. Space is limited. Please RSVP to Cheryl Jeffers at 513-701-3141. That's 513-701-3141.
Honey, I can't get this done. I'll have to call a plumber.
We'll make it Zinn's Plumbing. I've never heard anything but the best about them.
Why's that?
They're a longtime local family-owned firm that I know I can trust.
Zinn's Plumbing? Okay, I'll call them.
Zinn's Plumbing, can I help you?
Yes, I hope so. My wife gave me strict orders to call only you.
Well, we appreciate that. We do try to be the best plumbing firm in town, and we've been at it close to 40 years now.
Well, how do you charge? Do I get a shock when I see the bill?
With Zinn's Plumbing, you'll always know how much a job will cost before we start. We bill on a flat rate basis, not an inefficient hourly billing system.
How soon can I get service?
Usually on the same day. We work within a 2-hour time frame.
That sounds great. Zinn's Plumbing is great. Ask anyone who knows. Call them at 513-681-2501. 681-2501.
Hey Cincinnati, Rick and Noel here from Ultimate Air Shuttle. We are excited to announce our next destination, Nashville.
Beginning March 16th, Ultimate Air will offer the only nonstop flights from Cincinnati to Nashville for only $274 each way. 2 daily flights will be available Monday through Friday from Cincinnati's Lunken Airport to Nashville. Save 25% off a round-trip ticket or book your weekend getaway for only $199 each way.
The schedule is now open. Book now at ultimateairshuttle.com.
Ultimate Air Shuttle flights are public charters sold and operated by Ultimate Jet Charters, LLC, as direct air carrier.
Awareness of electrical hazards in your home is the first step to reducing dangerous shock and electrical-related home fires. Cooper Electric is a Greater Cincinnati provider of Current Safe, an in-depth test of your home's electrical system utilizing revolutionary methods of testing that offers homeowners the opportunity to detect electrical hazards before they become a problem. Trust the electrician with over 70 years' experience. Cooper Electric. Make safety a top priority in your home by having it become Current Safe. For no-cost consultation, visit cooper-electric.net.
Why rent when you can own with no money down? If you're looking to become a first-time homeowner in the Cincinnati or Northern Kentucky areas, or heck, even if you haven't owned a home in the past 3 years and are now looking to buy, you may be eligible to receive up to $15,000 in homeowners assistance towards closing costs, pre-closing expenses, or even your whole down payment. That's right. You can own your own home with no money down. Find out if you qualify. Call Gary at 513-777-2402. That's Gary at 513-777-2402.
You know what time it is. It's music history time. So this is what happened today. Back in 1970, Simon and Garfunkel started a 6-week run at the top of the U.S. singles chart with Bridge Over Troubled Water, also number 1 in the UK in March of the same year. It became one of the most performed songs of the 20th century with over 50 artists, among them Elvis Presley and Aretha Franklin, covering that song. Today in 1976, Paul Simon, still crazy after all these years, was named Best Pop Vocal Performance and Album of the Year at the 18th Annual Grammy Awards. In his acceptance speech, Simon told the audience, "I'd like to thank Stevie Wonder for not releasing an album this year." Today in 1984, Michael Jackson won a record for 7 Grammy Awards, including Album of the Year for Thriller, Record of the Year and Best Rock Vocal Performance for Beat It, Best Pop Vocal Performance, Best R&B Performance, and Best R&B Song for Billie Jean, and Best Recording for Children for E.T., the Extraterrestrial. I didn't know that. I looked that up, yeah. Yeah. Today in 1992, U2 kicked off their North American leg of the Zoo TV tour at the Lakeland Civic Center Arena in Florida. Many acts have appeared here, including Elvis Presley, the Rolling Stones, Rush, and Bob Dylan. It was here where Kiss guitarist Ace Frehley was nearly electrocuted during a concert on December the 11th back in 1976. Woo! Good thingies. Today in 1996, American musician, songwriter, and record producer Wes Farrell died at the age of 56. He was one of the writers behind the Partridge Family American TV show and also wrote the song Hang On Sloopy that was a 1965 hit for the McCoys. Today in 2008, Mike Smith, the lead singer of the 1960s British group, the Dave Clark Five, died from pneumonia at the Stoke Manville Hospital in Buckinghamshire, England, at the age of 64. The Dave Clark Five had 19 top 40 hits, including Bits and Pieces and this #1 single, Glad All Over. The band, which broke up in 1970s, sold more than 100 million records and recorded 23 albums. Today in 2012, Davy Jones, the Manchester-born lead singer with the 60s band The Monkees, he died at the age of 66 in his sleep at his home in Florida after suffering a massive heart attack. Jones, who appeared as a teenager in soap opera Coronation Street, playing Ina Sharple's grandson, was also a former apprentice jockey in Newmarket. Jones remained a keen horseman all his life, winning his first race in England as a jockey in 1996. Didn't know that either. Born on this day back in 1904, this is going way back there, but Jimmy Dorsey, the alto saxophonist, clarinetist, band leader, and brother of trombonist band leader Tommy Dorsey. Jimmy Dorsey and his orchestra had 103 chart hits in the U.S., including 12 #1s. Their biggest hit was Amapola in 1941, featuring the vocals of Bob Eberly and Helen O'Connell. It was #1 for 10 weeks. So there you have it. I hope you found these bits of music history as interesting as I did when researching them to share with you this morning. My name's Gary Rossignol. I am the rock and roll realtor with RE/MAX Preferred Group because I play with the greatest classic rock band, Bluestone Ivory. And you can go to our website, bluestoneivory.com. We are posting our summer schedule as we speak. And you'll catch us in your neighborhood somewhere this summer. If you want to just say hi or say I do or say happy anniversary or happy birthday, do it with flowers. Call Lutz Flower House at 513-921-0561. Thanks for staying with us. You'll not regret it. The Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour is brought to you today by The Talk, a panel of experts. And we are having a function, a presentation, a get-together, a fun time, an answer question for the parents and the children, families of older parents this Tuesday at Chesterwood in Westchester. Just call 513-701-3141. Don't be shy. Come out. We're there just to help you. My next discussion is going to be with Cheryl Jeffers. Now, you're the one you're the brainchild behind The Talk.
Yes, I am.
You called me about a year ago, and you said, I got this idea. It's kind of crazy, but can we get together? We did. And between you and I, we invited all these 9. Well, now we're up to 10.
We're up to 10.
Yeah,
yes, we are.
A new group of folks just joined us last week. So.
Yes, we now have Jenny Sanchez with Oasis Senior Advisors. She has joined the panel last week, and so, yeah.
Yeah, we have Tara Jones, who's an attorney at law. We have Jackie Denny, Everything But the House, Jack Brindamore, Junk King, Larry Pete with KBC Remodeling. They are certified stay-in-place, which is huge. Some folks say, you're going to carry us out in a pine box. I've heard that so many times. And yet their bathrooms on the second floor, the laundry's in the basement, and they can't do steps anymore. So what do? You either have to move them out or accommodate them, make them comfortable at their house. And Larry Pete and KBC Construction can do that, and they do it really well too. So tell us talk about family caregiving, because this is a big thing. A lot of people say, I don't want to put my parents in a nursing home.
Yes.
What are options?
Yes. So the family caregiver is the son, the daughter, the granddaughter, grandson, relative, neighbor, who is providing assistance for a loved one. Studies show that right now, currently, 26.5% of all American adults today are family caregivers. 17% of those adults are over 18. 39.8 million adults in the U.S. right now are caring for a loved one at home.
And how many adults need care in the United States?
Currently, we're carrying nearly 1 in 5 U.S. citizens require care at home. And by the year 2050, the older population is going to double. So if you think about those numbers, by 2050, there are going to be millions of seniors that are going to need care either at home or transitioning to a community such as the Hillandale Communities. Yes. The typical caregiver, believe it or not, is a 49-year-old woman. And the typical loved one is 69 years old.
Wow.
So think about that. Yeah.
That's huge.
Yes, it is. So at Home Instead Senior Care, we meet with families who have a desire to keep their loved ones at home as long as they possibly can. We provide caregivers who are trained. We have 3 nurses on our staff, and they do all of our personal care training. We have Alzheimer's, dementia, hospice care training. Our caregivers provide companionship, home helper services, and personal care. We also have caregivers that can provide respite care. We talk about respite. The family caregiver may just need a break, and so our caregivers can help the family do that.
Wow. So these are some of the questions that you can ask. Anything specifically which is you're faced with, and we really welcome these questions. And Tuesday night's going to be the big night. We have about 30 people reserved already. We got room for another 10 or 20. So if you want to stop by and just there's going to be so many people there. I remember we had one last Wednesday in Fairfield, and there was a handful of people that asked a lot of great questions.
Yes.
You know, Monica and Tara were really busy fielding those questions. And the others that were sitting around listening, they were not, I mean, they were getting all the knowledge because the questions that they thought about asking were being asked. So, you know, if you're in that situation, come on out Tuesday night.
And our goal with this resource panel is to help families and their loved ones plan. You don't want the situation to be emergent. Many communities like Hillandale may have a waiting list. So it's time to start having those conversations now. So we want to help you get all of those questions answered.
And there's a lot of great communities.
Yes, there is.
A friend of mine, Kathy, she works at Otterbein, and she sent me a text message. I do want to mention, Kathy, Otterbein's a great place. In fact, aren't we scheduled to do a presentation?
We're talking to Otterbein, yes.
We're talking to Otterbein. We will bring our panel of experts to you, Kathy, so put in a good word for us. But thanks for watching on Facebook, and we love you. But I wanted to put that little plug in there, too.
I mean, there's so many great communities. There's so many great home care networks. And I always encourage families to make sure you do your research, interview at least 3 home cares, look at least 3 or more communities, and do your research because all communities offer something different. All home cares offer something different. And you want to make sure that you find the right fit.
Yeah, you don't go out and just buy the very first house you look at. I know that. I'm with 2 buyers today. We're going to be looking at 10 homes.
Yes.
They're going to choose, compare, and what's going to fit their needs, you know? And the same way with this last move. You want to make sure that you like the personality, you like the staff, and you like the location, and make it home.
Yes, absolutely.
So call this week. Call to Cheryl at 513-701-3141. Come on out. Spend an hour and a half with us. You'll get a wealth of information. On my end, the questions that we get is, we got that older home, and how do we get rid of it? How do we know we're going to get our money for it, or maybe they want to move down. Maybe they want to build a new patio home. We can do that too. And I have some resources that it probably wouldn't cost them anything. I've got some great resources that way. So we'll answer all your questions. Thank you very much, ladies, for coming down this morning and spending this morning with me. Stay tuned. Don't touch that dial. Next, we're going to have a little visit from Grace. She is a senior at Sycamore High School and also a volunteer at the Dragonfly Foundation. You're listening to the Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour on the official station for FC Cincinnati Soccer on 1480 WDJO, now FM 995 and 107.9.
Don't you bother, come on in.
The Talk. It's a conversation for families with aging parents. The Talk takes place Tuesday, March 3rd at the theater located inside Chesterwood Village on Tylersville Road from 6 to 7:30 p.m. The Talk is your opportunity to ask questions of professionals from the fields of real estate, legal planning, senior home care, Medicare insurance, remodeling, financial services, and property redistribution. That's this Tuesday, March 3rd at Chesterwood Village on Tylersville Road in Westchester from 6 to 7:30. Space is limited. Please RSVP to Cheryl Jeffers at 513-701-3141. That's 513-701-3141. Lent is here, and Brew River Creole Kitchen has your seasonal favorites, featuring this area's locally sourced, made-from-scratch Creole cuisine. Under the tutelage of Emeril Lagasse, Chef Michael Shields has learned the secrets of genuine Creole cooking and prepares it nightly every Tuesday through Saturday. On Fridays during Lent, come try our cod fish fry, along with all of Brew River's New Orleans seafood. Every Tuesday, it's a New Orleans crawfish boil, featuring crawfish flown in live that morning. And weekends, enjoy a Southern-style brunch on Saturdays and Sundays. At Brew River Creole Kitchen, you'll come for the food, but you'll be sure to stay for the live music featuring blues, jazz, standards, and ragtime. You'll find Brew River on Eastern Avenue just off the Levee and Columbia Parkway and online at brewrivercreolekitchen.com. Brew River Creole Kitchen. It's a taste of New Orleans here in the Natty.
Take a step back away from the hurried life you live today and relax. Take a stroll through Covered Bridge Antique Mall. For the past 25 years, they've been the go-to shop for treasure and bargain hunters from the tri-state and beyond. Beautiful antiques, jewelry, collectibles, and one-of-a-kind items. Covered Bridge Antique Mall, a truly unique shopping experience. 7508 Hamilton Avenue in the heart of historic Mount Healthy. 513-521-5739.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company helps you customize your home insurance so you only pay for what you need. Unlike things you paid for you didn't need, like the Vacnado 2000. A Wi-Fi connected vacuum that uploads Dust Bunny data to the cloud for real-time optimization. Whatever that means. But really, it's just a very expensive doggy chew toy. With Liberty Mutual, get customized home insurance you didn't need, like the Vacnado 2000. A Wi-Fi connected vacuum that uploads Dust Bunny data to the cloud for real-time optimization. Whatever that means. But really, it's just a very expensive doggy chew toy. With Liberty Mutual, get customized home insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Why rent when you can own with no money down? If you're looking to become a first-time homeowner in the Cincinnati or Northern Kentucky areas, or heck, even if you haven't owned a home in the past 3 years and are now looking to buy, you may be eligible to receive up to $15,000 in homeowners assistance towards closing costs, pre-closing expenses, or even your whole down payment. That's right. You can own your own home with no money down. Find out if you qualify. Call Gary at 513-777-2402. That's Gary at 513-777-2402. 2402.
Get on. Let's rock the house.
Hey, you're listening to the Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour on WDJO 1480. I'm Gary Rossignol, your host, the Cincinnati's Rock and Roll Realtor. And this portion of the show I always dedicate to the Dragonfly Foundation because they're just a remarkable nonprofit organization. They basically support pediatric cancer patients and their families by building a network that connects Dragonfly families to each other and the community by providing programs that enhance quality of life, enhancing programs in partnership with Children's Hospital. And this organization has just blown up in the past 5 or 6 years. They started 10 years ago, and now it is run exclusively by volunteers. And this morning I'd like to introduce my listening audience to a young lady. She's a senior at Sycamore High School, and I'll tell you, it's so heartwarming to hear what they have done over the past couple of years as high school seniors. You hear some of the bad rap about kids in high school and blah, blah, but these kind of kids, this is what the world is made up of, and we need more kids like this. And Grace, first of all, I love your name. My mom's name was Grace.
Thank you.
You have a very blessed name. So thank you very much for coming on this morning. Tell us a little about you, your group, and what you guys try and do and what you achieved last year at Sycamore High School.
Yeah, sure. So like you said, I'm Grace. I'm a senior. So Fashion for the Cure is a group at our school that raises money for the Dragonfly Foundation. We have a fundraiser every year. We do a fashion show at our school, and we feature high school models. We have students from our design program at our school who modeled their own designs, and then we have Dragonfly kids in the show. And the whole point of the event is to raise money and awareness for Dragonfly. And then we also have things at the event like silent auction, baskets, and all kinds of fun stuff like that.
Now, Grace, how did you come about the Dragonfly Foundation? Were you introduced to it? And I think you're probably one of the organizers of your committee. Mm-hmm. How did you get the other students to jump on board and put all this time and effort into what you do?
Well, I got involved with the committee the end of my freshman year. I went to the show, and I heard one of the co-founders talk about Dragonfly, and I just thought their mission, I thought what they were doing was so cool that I knew I wanted to get more involved. And I think the more I've gotten involved, the more I've realized the impact that Dragonfly has been able to have, and just like how much of a difference that even one person can make. So this year, especially being a senior and kind of being a leader on the committee, I've tried to put a lot of emphasis on really trying to remember why we're doing this. We've taken a lot more visits down to the Landing, Dragonfly's headquarters downtown this year. So I think it's been really helpful for everyone on the committee to see kind of what we're doing and get to meet some of the families and the Dragonflies.
That's outstanding. Do you mind sharing how much money you made to donate to the Dragonfly Foundation last year?
Sure. Last year we raised $48,000, which was a new record for us. We usually set our goal at about $30,000, so to be able to make that much money was just really amazing, and I'm glad it goes to such a good cause. I can't think of a better place for it to go.
Now, we're all parents. Mm-hmm. You're high school kids. Do they do this kind of stuff?
High school?
This is amazing. These kids. How many do you have get involved in this fashion show?
Yeah, so our committee is actually run by 12 people, but we have about 50 models, and then we have maybe 20 designers. So our core group is not that many people, but we're able to get lots of different people from the school involved in the show, which is great. So and how much time and effort do you put into doing all this? A lot. Our committee has weekly meetings. We meet for an hour during our lunchtime at school every week, and then a lot of us come in after school for a couple hours to work on whatever jobs we need to get done that day. And there's all kinds of fundraisers and stuff we do. When's your
fashion show, Grace?
Fashion show is this upcoming Friday, March 6th. Doors open at 6:30. Show starts at 7:30.
Okay. And that's at Sycamore High School.
Yes, Sycamore High School.
Mark that on your calendar, ladies and gentlemen. 6 o'clock at Sycamore High School. Go out to the fashion show. Thank you, Grace. Yeah. God bless you. You are a wonderful young lady, and you're going to go a long, long way. And the Dragonfly Foundation is very grateful to have kids like you behind them. So if you're listening and you want to help the Dragonfly Foundation, just text the word WINGS15 to 71777. Their very secure website will open up, allow you to donate just $5. Every $5 helps. We're just about out of time. I'd like to thank the folks from The Talk for coming down this morning. Don't forget, it's this Tuesday, 6 o'clock at Chesterwood Village. Just call Cheryl Jeffers at, what's your phone? 513, go ahead.
513-701-3141.
There you go, and reserve your seat. Don't forget, hug your kids, call your parents, and kiss your spouse every day, and that makes all the difference in the world. The Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour is again brought to you by The Talk. Tune in next week. I have a very special show, questions and answers on how to sell your home yourself. Coming up next is Wesley Adams and the Car Tech Show. And to wrap the show up, this is the Bluestone Ivory's live recorded version of the Righteous Brothers medley featuring the late, great Mr. Ted Donahue. Today is a special day for him and Joe.
Call me, Gary Rossignol, at 513-777-2402 for your real estate needs. I want to help you.